All right, welcome to the podcast. We are so glad you're here. Of course, my name is Bryce, and as always, here with my dopamine
Sidekick.
pod sidekick Brian. Brian, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Every time I hear that opening, I hear a different lyric. That is well done. Full kudos to you for writing that. Like that is amazing.
Thank you. It's that thing, right? Welcome to the club. And I started saying that. I don't even know where it came from. At the beginning of last year, and
Yeah,
it just resonates too, right? It's like welcome to the club that nobody wanted to join, but
totally. When you
you know
said that
we've
on stage at that event back in October, it grabbed the every person. There's what was there, 500 people in that
yeah,
room?
yeah,
You
yeah.
grabbed them all with that one line.
Well, and it's true. It's so true. And if you think of like again from that standpoint, it was look at nobody would join this club on purpose, right? No one would want to be like you wouldn't be like
Yeah,
trying to hunt this like where's this club? I want to be part of this club.
yeah,
But we're here at the club. We have the best members the best members anyone,
we
you
do.
know, we really do. And so, you know what? We all didn't choose to be here, but we're here,
It's
right?
like a
We're
it's like
here.
it's like a club of Care Bears. Everybody cares and everybody shares. It
Oh, I
right?
like that. I like that. I really
Totally.
do. I
No,
really do.
because I mean it. I look at the emails, like I read all the stuff from the inner circle, and
Yeah.
what they're saying in sharing or what they're saying in caring and reaching out, they're a bunch of Care Bears, man.
I heard somebody say the other day, and again, this is not research or anything, but
Right.
it's like Parkinson's, like everybody, almost to a person, anybody I've met as well. It added up, and that's why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
It's sort of like it's almost like Parkinson's hits the A personalities, the one that, and for some of us, maybe it's a wake up call, a slow down, and for
Yeah.
others, it's difficult. But at the same point in time, and someone might be sitting there going like, "Well, how am I part of this club? How do I get part of this club? Like, what club are they
Yeah.
talking about?" Hey, we're talking about like Club Parkinson's. Like, it's like if you've been diagnosed with Parkinson's, you're in the club, whether you know it or not. You're
A
here.
degenerating disease. It doesn't get better.
It's a lifelong membership. Like, it's a
Right.
membership in,
It
right?
is.
Yeah, it's wild. And I think, the problem is, and that's the biggest thing, and that's where one of my rally cries comes from. And that's what, everything that I try to do, it's all about community. It's about trying to plug
Yes.
people together, trying to put people together or plug them into
Entirely.
things. And it makes such a difference, Brian. Like you think about, like you said, a bunch of Care Bears, and everybody who's not who's maybe today, and that might be you listening or watching us wherever you are. It's that, maybe you're isolating, maybe you're staying away, maybe you're not involved, you're just trying to like figure this out on your own. Here's the thing. This I believe this is that Parkinson's is such a crazy disease, Brian. We talk about all the time. It's nutty. It's crazy. It's upside down. It changes every day. We
It
never know what the
does.
hell's going on.
It's
No
not
one can give us a
predictable.
straight answer. So it's almost impossible to figure out on your own. It's
Right.
crazy. It's like how, and so if you're trying, it's even more of a struggle. And then so you come into the club, and being in the club just means, it's like you're in the club, but now you just start hanging out in the club. You basically start
Yep.
watching podcasts like this and getting involved in the comments and talking to people and sharing and stop isolating. And it just takes over, right? You also
Yep.
you don't feel stupid saying like, listen, if someone would have told me 10 years ago, or even so I've been
More.
diagnosed what 15 years ago,
15.
even if
Yeah.
they would have told me 4 or 5 years ago that I would go on a broadcast that would be across the world and I would make a mistake and be okay with that, or I would forget my words and be okay with that, I would not be able to add up, 3 plus 3 and or whatever it might be in the
Exactly.
moment. I would never do that. I would be embarrassed. I wouldn't want anybody to
Yeah.
know. I don't want to show. I wasn't a show off. I don't want to show off my symptoms, right? I wanted to hide my symptoms.
But you,
And
but
it's nuts.
but you wanted to help others, irregardless.
100%. And I wonder though, Brian, deep down, I've always had the drive to, you know, leave a mark. I always had the
Agreed.
drive to help people and to change the world in some way, and I think
Yeah.
that's evolved
Me
in
too.
different, right? You too, exactly. And
Yes.
in different ways, different things,
Yep.
right? Like it's like, well, I'll help change the world in, economics, finance. I'll help change the world in, this and that. And
We
I,
don't join this club that nobody wanted to join. We wouldn't be helping over 19,000 people right now.
you nailed
It
it.
friggin' blows
Absolutely.
me away, buddy. Like we've got closer to 20,000.
I know.
uh,
I know.
folks signed up. Like,
On YouTube. And so,
yeah,
like, here's the thing: almost 20,000. And when this airs on Sunday, who knows what it'll be at?
that's
You
a
could be
small
there.
town, right? Like, that's a small town. You've
It
got a
is.
post office, you've got a drugstore, you've got a
Yeah.
barber shop. Like,
And we
you've
do.
got
We've got barbers, we've got lawyers, we've
right.
got doctors, we've got. I mean, everybody comes in your circle. It's like we've got recording artists. We've got. It's nuts. It's just
We got
nuts,
grandmas, we
nuts,
got
nuts, right?
grandpas, we got
Yeah,
sisters, we got cousins.
VA vets. It's like it's
Exactly.
amazing. And so, and from every color, every stripe, from every corner of the world.
Yep.
And if you think about that, Brian, so let's say 20,000 on YouTube. We're doing over 10,000 downloads of the audio podcasts across Spotify and Apple. We
Yep.
have close to almost 400 members of the YouTube channel where that are like literally, in there. and
Yeah.
and and the inner circles were, we got 150 people in the inner circle. I mean, these are, and we're going deeper and harder and deeper and harder. And if
Yep.
anybody would have told me that 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago with Parkinson's, I would have been like, you're nuts. I would never, I'm not going to be vulnerable like that. I'm not going to. But there's
Right.
something wild, Brian, when you see other people sharing so
Yeah.
openly and so vulnerably. It's like, it's that Me Too moment. And I can't tell you, I
Yeah.
bet you, Brian, if we went and searched the comments for the last year in YouTube and we just put in search Me Too, just search
Mhm.
Me Too, or that's me, or I deal with this, thousands and
Yep.
thousands and
Yep.
thousands of comments of people saying, I'm not alone. It's not just me. I'm not crazy.
Yep.
And that's amazing. And so if that's you, in the comments, was that you? Is that you?
Yep.
Um, Again, everybody's welcome to this club. I mean, we would never sign up, so it's not like we're not saying you should sign up, but if you've been diagnosed with Parkinson's, or you're one of your or a loved one's been diagnosed, you're in the
Yep.
club too. I mean,
Yep.
it's all part of it. But inside that club, Brian, like you said, like you just said, the members are amazing. There's some membership dues that suck. The membership dues, like,
Yep.
because it's like, you get a daily. It's like paying a daily price for things, and weekly prices and year. But to your point, it's never, you're going to be a lifetime member. You get a lifetime membership, so you
Yep.
sign up. So there's so many angles you can look at it. At the end of the day, the bottom line is the Parkinson's community across the world. Um, it's it's small but big. It's big but small. uh,
And it's
You know,
that is consistent because we all have like challenges and opportunities. That is one thing that is predictable about Parkinson's
yeah.
is that.
100%. And you know what? And all different healthcare systems, all different names of the drugs, all different wild things. But you know what? Crazy. Like, I mean, we've been talking to people from Japan,
Yep.
from Paris, from London, from the UK, from, my God, Germany, everywhere. And we're all connecting. So this little
Yep.
club is a big club, but this
Yep.
big club it's such a little club, because when you come inside,
Yeah.
it's like you're in this really safe, amazing place where you never have to feel dumb. You never have to worry about brain fog. You never have to, because no one's going to look at you, stare at you, or say, "Huh, that's weird," or no one's going to ask that question. Like, like I'm never going to say, "Brian, why all of a sudden are you shaking?" Because you weren't shaking a minute ago. Like, come on,
Yeah.
why are you putting this on? Like, we all go through the same thing, and it's such a safe, cool place.
Yeah, I was in the IT industry for 30 plus years, and when laptop computers first came out, they weren't notebooks, they were laptops, and they weighed
Yes.
anywhere from 8 to 17 pounds.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Yes.
but we had one that was really tiny, and the tagline they used was, "It has inner bigness," and that reminds me of our inner circle.
Inner bigness. I like that.
It has inner bigness.
I really, really like that.
Yeah,
Inner
yeah, yeah.
bigness.
You can
Huh.
steal that because that's over 20 years old, 30
I
years
will.
old. That tagline, it's prehistoric like the dinosaurs, but it
It's a,
still makes sense.
yeah. It's amazing. And so, that's so true. And it's so amazing. Like, here, let's put something in perspective. So we have what's it called? Like, and you've got Parkinson's. So now what? Boot camp, right? So
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
started the second one this week. It kicked off, and the
Amazing.
second round. But it's so wild because we did an introductory call, and
Okay.
beautiful people, right? Beautiful people.
Yeah.
Um, you know, average age, 60, 70, right? Average
Yeah,
age, right? And it's like and they're nervous. And you can see it in their eyes.
it's
They're
what
nervous. It's like,
the
what's
technology
happening?
makes them nervous, I bet. And they haven't been
Yeah,
to school in how many years?
exactly. But
Even
here's
a
the thing,
night
they're
program,
there.
right? Like,
They're there. Like here, they're actually like they're there, right?
yeah,
And it's like I even make a joke. I'm like, okay, if you find your way to the private community, the inner circle, number one, you deserve a medal because it's hard to find. Because YouTube makes it hard. Everyone makes it
true enough.
difficult. So right, there's like cookie crumbs all over the place to try to find it.
I
But
love that.
once, yeah, so then you get there and you find in, and then you got to. Like, but guess what? People are pushing through, right?
Yeah.
There's like no excuses. I want something better. I want to go deeper, and we do it. And but what's really cool about it is what I love seeing is like day one. We do the intro call and I say hi. We start talking about what's going to happen. I got a
Yeah.
fancy light that keeps blinking off and on. It's kind of
I
cool.
just noticed that.
Yeah, it just has a mind of its own. It's like, hey, I'm going
I'm
to go
like,
off right
I'm
now.
like, are you getting
Yeah,
pulled over?
yeah. It's like maybe I thought Brian's got a clicker. Like, hey, Bryce, stop talking. It goes off.
Oh, I wish.
I
Clap
know
on.
you do. I
Clap
know you
off.
do. That's why I'm never going to give you my Alexa thing because you can be like, Alexa, shut his mic off. Um,
Yes,
that's
I
awesome.
would.
I know, I would too. It'd be awesome. Oh my gosh. But what's amazing though is because it happened last time too. It's like I see that first day and it's just like, what did I sign up for? What am I getting myself into?
Yeah, yeah.
Why do I need to do this? What am I doing? But within 6 weeks, it's like this transformation where people are sharing. Like in other words, so this time we even have like leaders, and they're leaders who
That is
graduated
amazing.
with you, and so they
Yeah,
each
yeah,
have
yeah.
they each have their own thing. Pauline Stan, and they're in there, and Pauline Stan having like private Zoom meetings with them, and it's like you just see this.
Awesome.
It's just so amazing. Whereas 6 weeks when they were first starting, they're kind of going, "Oh my God, what am I doing?" So you get this, you're compelled, right? You learn. You get something, you start feeling better, and you're compelled to help that other person because we all know what it's like. We know what it's like.
You know you're a good leader when you look over your shoulder and somebody's there.
Oh, I like that.
You've got people leading this program now that just took the last one or the first
Yeah,
one that I
yeah.
was in, and they've gone from I'm scared to I want to lead.
Yeah, to kind of going like, "Hey, I know you're," and they can put it right in perspective. I was in your shoes like 12 weeks ago or 15 weeks ago.
Exactly, yeah, whatever it was, right? So
It's
that
amazing.
is perfect.
It's really cool, and
Good job.
it gives purpose and stuff, and so I'm so happy and so glad that
Uh,
signed up. But
yeah, it's a great curriculum. A great curriculum.
well, and I hope so, and I think that's
You got people
it's
wanting to lead it that just took it. Don't
right.
hope. It is. It's phenomenal.
It's amazing, which also, I get to jump in and now I get now I get the fun stuff. I'm like, I pop in
Exactly.
on the meeting. Hey, how's it going, everybody? How you doing? I'm there. I can help and guide, but it just gives somebody else though even more help. More, they're not by themselves, right? Like it's just like a buddy to come alongside with them, and it's
Nothing
amazing.
feels better than helping others. Nothing.
Right? When I got so let's put it this way: when you get diagnosed, the last thing in your mind is, okay, how am I going to help people with this? The first thing is like, holy crap,
What the
what
hell?
just
Yeah,
happened? Yeah,
exactly.
what just happened? And and then you go on this journey of discovery,
Yep.
right? And you can read the scariest things on the internet. You can read about how awful it's going to be for you. And don't get me wrong, it's not a picnic,
Nope.
right? It's not a picnic, but you know that first initial thought of diagnosis when it kicks in, you go, "Oh God, that's it. My life's over. Like my future's done.
Yeah.
It's going to be with me. And my retirement's going to be different. I'm not going to, my role as a father or as a mother or as a is
Yep.
going to be different. People are going to have to take care of me. I'm not going to be able to take care of people. All this stuff runs through your head, and you know, the reality is, we have 98-year-olds in the inner circle,
Wow.
like a 98-year-old lady,
Wow.
and they're full of piss and vinegar. I mean, they're
I
fired up,
love it.
right? And so it's inspiring as well, because it's like,
Oh,
holy mackerel, if you can do it, I can do
exactly.
it too.
Yep.
But I think that to that end, it's like you kind of okay, you find your spot in Parkinson's life of where you are.
Yep.
And again, that can be anywhere, a support group, wherever you are, like an in-person support group, or find something, get some learning from a trusted resource that that's not going to not there to scare you or into
Yeah.
doing things, right? But actually the reality is it's you may have to adjust things, you may have to change things, but you still
Yep.
got a life and you've got a lot of life to live, right? And you've got to
Yep.
squeeze out and to that end, that's and I was telling somebody this yesterday, my whole thing, because they were like, "Oh my God, you know, why don't you chill out?" And I'm like, I'll have time to chill out. I mean, trust me, I won't be able to do this, what I'm doing like this,
Right.
at some point. I don't know when it is, but I'll tell you what, as long as I can. So I want to get as much out there, as much help. I want to be as big a resource, as
Agreed.
much help as I can while I can. And then you know what? When it's time for me to say, "Hey, I can't keep up the schedule I'm doing. I can't, do all this kind of stuff." I can take a little step back, but yet there's people coming with us. People right coming to where I said, "I got it. I'm picking that up. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that." And because and that's how you leave that legacy, Brian, right? Because it
Absolutely.
continues after you're gone.
Exactly.
And you know what?
Exactly.
I want to change the world, Brian.
Yeah. And why not?
I want to. And I'll tell you what. I want to change the way the world thinks about and sees Parkinson's.
I agree.
I want to be when someone gets it, down the road, when someone gets diagnosed, they go, well, that sucks, but at least I know I've still got a lot. Like they know the facts. Like, and the only way we can do that is to take that what we have, what we feel. And again, if we go backwards, Brian, when we first met,
Yeah.
it was like my spirit inside leaped up. I'm like, holy crap! There's another person like me who's like, screw this. I'm going to make a difference.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? And when we met, I was like, oh my goodness, okay, fantastic, because that's that same spirit. It's like this stinks, but what am I going to do to still make the best most of my life and leave that legacy behind? So if Brian, if at the end of our time, if we could look back and say and see this movement of people with Parkinson's that are just involved and moving, then what happens is by leading by example, and they change. They immediately change. Now think about this. Now what I just said. Let's go back to that. I was using boot camp as an example.
Yep.
They come in and they're beat up, right? Don't have answers. Don't know how to live daily,
They don't know the
or maybe a
questions.
little bit. Yeah, it's like what happened? What do I do now? Right? What I am scared, and we're scared, and we're fearful, and
Yep.
we're full of anxiety, and there's depression, and there's apathy, and all this junk, and no one's going to understand me. No one gets me. I'm done. I'm by myself. And then, but then once we start realizing that we're not alone, once we're not just like us, that we can find ways to help things like speech, for example, right? We can find ways to help learn how to keep our speech up and keep it going. We're not, because that was one of the biggest things when I'm like, I'm looking at all the things I'm going to lose. And Brian, I spoke for a living. Like that's what I do.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm going to lose my voice. Well, that's it. I'm done. I'm finished. And
Exactly.
yet then when I find out, oh my God, I can take speech therapy and I can learn how I can teach myself and learn every day how to keep my muscles going and strong. So my whole point is though, is that as as people change like that, change in the fact like I've got it, right? Another thing I love saying is like, I may have Parkinson's, I may have Parkinson's, but Parkinson's does not have me, right? So it's like it's
Yep.
yes, it's going to modify my life, but it's still a life, man, and I want to squeeze every ounce out of it I can, and
100%.
right, and so if everybody took on that attitude, then all of a sudden, outsiders, people that don't know anything about Parkinson's, they go, "Holy smokes, Brian! You looking like man? Why are you so what's going on with you? You're so excited. Oh, well, I got diagnosed with Parkinson's, and but I'm doing the blood, and they're like." Wow. Okay. Cool. Look at that. I guess it's not so bad. I guess there's ways that people can live with it. I guess there's still life after diagnosis, and that's how we change the world, right? So I want to
Yep.
inspire and lead that people to take back their lives, right? And as that happens, right, it's going to change the way the world sees Parkinson's.
Hallelujah.
Amen, brother. Amen, brother.
Amen, my friend.
Yes, and if you agree
Your
with that,
lips,
hit that like button.
from your lips to my ears.
Oh man, well I know I'm preaching to the choir, and
Yep.
that's what's cool about it as well, and that's where again, that's why this vehicle we have this
Yeah.
podcast, and that's why we get so excited. Like it's not about numbers. See, here's the thing: we're not out here trying to grow a podcast, Brian. Right? At
I didn't
all.
even
We're
know
not
they
out.
measured it. I didn't even know what stuff they measured or if they measured. I
I
My
don't know the
measurement was
rules.
how did I feel after the call, and if I felt
Yeah.
good, it's because I know that I helped at least one person,
Oh
and
my God.
whether
It's
it
so
showed up
true.
in the chat or whatever, right?
It's so true. I mean, and and it's about time that people with Parkinson's, right, start
Yep.
calling the shots. Right? Like we might as well. I mean, because we're the ones who know it. We're the ones going through it, but yet we're relying on organizations and things to tell us what to do.
But one of the things I've heard consistently since I put on my spidey senses for Parkinson's is the fact that the the scientific side, the technical side of Parkinson's, the clinical, is looking. They're doing a whole pivot where they're looking at people with Parkinson's first, and then figuring out what they need to do, and so forth. And that is a huge pivot.
It's a
Pivot,
pivot.
absolutely
It's a
huge.
huge pivot. And why is that? Do you think? Think about it for 2 seconds. Why would they pivot like that?
Well, my opinion of that would be
Yeah.
we've had levodopa since 1967. We've had nothing to replace that since. That's too long, and there's lots
Yes.
of things that can be done. I sit on the committee at Parkinson's Canada for their grant
Yeah.
program, and it, there was stuff on there that was about wearable devices. Okay, and we've heard about
Yeah.
the beach band, right?
Beach band. Yeah.
So the two people that did the appraisal of that grant from a person with Parkinson's standpoint was myself and another lady, and we
Okay.
both agreed without knowing it. We gave it a very high mark out of 5, and it was because we believe that's where part of the solution is going. The two clinical people that answered that grant, it was both of their lowest score.
Yeah.
After we
Yeah.
discussed it as a room full of people with Parkinson's and clinicians and so forth, neurologists, they took our side, the person with Parkinson's side, and,
Yeah.
and gave it the better mark. I don't remember whether they got a grant. Doesn't matter. The fact is, they were. And then when we were leaving, everybody went around the table, said 30 seconds of what they got out of the program. Blah 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 blah. The lady sitting beside me was a neurologist, and she said the one big thing I learned today was we need to work with people like, and she pointed to me because I was beside her. She said people like Brian, because that's where we're getting to the root cause of the opportunity.
They've been
Enough,
guessing.
enough said. Exactly.
They've been guessing based on textbooks and what they're reading
Right.
on what we may need.
Yeah.
And right. And if you think backwards, and it depends how far you go, like cognitive issues,
Yeah.
when it first died, like, that wasn't on the board. No, 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 no. It's tremors and stiffness, mostly tremors,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All this other stuff. The
Yeah.
only reason that we're in the conversation now is for people who are dealing with it to stand up and say, no, 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 no. That's not it. Why am I doing this?
Right.
Great example. And again, I love my neurologist. I love my moon source
Same.
specialist.
Absolutely.
I love them. And I joke about this though, but when I first got diagnosed, pain, I said something about pain, and well, no, it's not really painful. I wonder why you're dealing with that. Now pain's a huge, and all of a sudden they're saying, oh yeah, pain comes with it. So the
Yeah.
only way we can change things is by speaking up and not accepting anymore.
We have to advocate for ourselves. Yep.
That's it, man. And
Yep.
in whatever aspect you have, and that could be, in that room trying to help do a grant. It could be
Yeah.
at the grocery store. It could be someone saying,
100%.
hey, let me do this for you. No, no, I'm good. I've got this, and being able to do it and showing up and doing it anyway. And those. It's because of that we've got to where we are today. But you know what? There's a frick of a long way to go. Right? There's a
There
long
is.
way to go, and we just need to keep advocating for ourselves. We need to keep accepting
Yep.
the status quo. I mean, like what you had a chance, you had an opportunity in that moment to say, because I know exactly, I wasn't in this meeting, but I'll tell you what it probably said. Well, where's the research? Where's the research? What does research say about this? Where are the written papers by the medical professionals? We joke about this all the time with the beach man. It's like it's a wearable device, not a medical device,
Yep.
right? And guess what? Everybody I'm talking to loves it, and it's helping them. So guess what that means? It works.
Yeah.
I don't need a 10-year research thing with papers that I won't understand the words they use to let me know if I should try it. Because at the end of the day, by putting a vibrating machine on my arm, what's the worst it's going to do? It's not going to hurt me, so I
Right.
might as well give it a shot.
In 2 weeks, I'll be 5 months since I put mine on, and I haven't had freezing since.
It's insanity. I mean, and think about that for 1 second, Brian. Had people not spoken up to talk online about how good it was.
Yep.
You got Carl Beachman out there saying, "This is great. I promise you it's great."
Yeah.
Right? And orgs and different people going, we're going to stay away from this one because it's not proven yet. There's no research on it yet. There's no this on it yet. We're not going to really talk about it because it's kind of quiet in certain areas. So
Yeah.
it's people like us to say, guess what? It's working for me. Let's bring them on the show and let's just hear what's happening.
Exactly.
Here's the thing, Brian, and let the person with Parkinson's or the care partner make the choice,
Yep.
make that decision, and so I'll stand on some words. I'm going to throw myself under the bus right now. Ready for this?
I love it.
So, yeah. So again, when I first met my current wife, it was shortly after diagnosis, right? There's things going on.
Yeah.
And I thought in my head, I'm like, I'm not going to put her through this. And so I just disappeared. The kids apparently now call it ghosting. I just disappeared.
Okay.
And the reason was because I'm like, look I've got this long-term, neurological
You're
disorder.
You're broken, right?
Yeah, I'm broken at the time, and I don't want her to spend her twilight years having to take care of me. So forget it. I'm going to let this. She's so good. I'm going to let her go and have a good life. That was what I did. I disappeared, and I remember. So it was 5 years to that day. It was 5 years. I'm like, hey, I'm not that bad. I what the heck? And we reconnected, and of course I had to explain the why. Where did Bryce go? And I explained it. And I remember Carmen because she's pretty a no nonsense kind of person, right?
Yeah.
And she looked at me, and I'll never forget this because she looked dead straight at me in the eyes, and she said, "Who gave you permission to make decisions on my behalf?" And I'll never forget. Who gave you who gave you the right? Why do you think you have the right to make a decision on my behalf? And I was like, whoa. I'm like, it's like, but I think about that all the time, and so it's like someone saying, "Yeah, I'm not going to say anything in my blog about the beach man because I need the research. It's got to go through 3 trials, and I've got to figure it out." Who gives you the right? Like, I should have the right to make a decision about me and my body and my brain. That's my decision to make. So all that, give me the options, and I'll decide.
Yeah.
Amazing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You're spot on.
That's what I kind of take it on. It is. And then, it's like the podcast, like we do thousands of people watching the podcast. No one's forcing them to do it, right? No one's forcing them to do it. And all we do is say, we're here. You choose. If you want to come along with us for the ride, you want to hang out with us, come on in.
Yeah.
Doors open, right? But if we didn't do it, Brian, then we'd be making decisions for other people because that's exactly what we have to do.
No, agreed.
And you know what? Speaking of people that are here today, and again in the comments, let us know if we're making any sense to you whatsoever. If you agree, you can get on it. But one of the reasons that a lot of people keep coming back to the show, Brian, is there's this pretty cool dude that does the stuff and gives us some new updates, and I think it's about that time.
Let's hit it.
Oh, gather round, folks. It's time to choose your favorite segment, the Shaky News. I'm Brian Campkin, the genius here, the smartest man this side of next year. I'm the expert, the shaker, the news segment maker. I'm the rest the smartest shaker in the town. I'm wise, I'm bold, I never lose. Welcome to Brian's Shaking News.
Oh, sorry, I'm still here. I get so caught. That song. You know what? It's funny. Someone in the comments last week said, "Oh, I get the chills every time that comes on." There's just something really powerful about that song, and I get right into it.
I love
I
it.
love
I
it.
love it. All
I
right.
love it.
All right, friends. Today we've got some big Parkinson's news coming out of the UK. And when I say big, I mean the biggest Parkinson's research trial ever. Yes, ever. Bigger than your uncle's holiday turkey. And the really exciting part, this trial is not just about treating symptoms, it's about trying to slow down or even stop Parkinson's from getting worse. Let's break it down. What is happening? Well, there's a brand new research study has just started in the UK. It's called the Edmund J. Safra Accelerating Clinical Trials in Parkinson's, or the EJS Act PD, which is a long name, so we'll just call it Act PD because we value our breath. I can't keep saying those long words. This study is already recruiting people in London and Newcastle, and over the next year, more than 40 research sites will be open across all of the UK. The goal is to test new treatments faster, smarter, and more efficiently than ever before. What makes this trial different? Well, usually research trials test one drug at a time, and that can take years. This trial is different. ACT PD uses something called multi-arm, multi-stage trial, which is just a fancy way of saying they test more than one treatment at the same time. If a drug doesn't seem to work, they don't panic. They don't shut everything down. They simply remove it and try something new. It's like a talent show for medications. If you don't make the cut, thank you for coming. Next contestant, please. The first two drugs are being tested are telmisartan and terazoine. These drugs are already used for health problems. Telmisartan is used for high blood pressure, and terazosin is used for enlarged prostate. So, no, these drugs were not invented for Parkinson's. They're being repurposed. Think of it like borrowing a tool from the garage and realizing, hey, this actually works for something else too. Researchers believe these drugs might help slow Parkinson's down, and now they're being tested in phase 3 trials, which is the final step before approval. That's exciting. People in the study will be randomly placed into one of 3 groups: drug A, drug B, or a placebo. And over time, more treatments may be added to the trial. One of the best parts of the study, it was designed with people who actually live with Parkinson's. Over 90 partners, including people with Parkinson's and their families, help shape the trial. Because of that, more people are eligible to join, more appointments can be done from home, and trial sites are being spread across all of the United Kingdom. Less travel, less stress, and more real life. One of the planners of the study, Carol, was diagnosed with Parkinson's 9 years ago. She says this: Parkinson's gets worse over time, and right now we don't have treatments that stop it. This trial is focused on finding ones that might. By testing treatments faster and more efficiently, we hope we can get there sooner. In other words, less waiting and more progress. Where's the funding coming from? Well, this massive study is funded by a team effort, including Parkinson's UK, the Michael J. Fox Foundation, Cure Parkinson's, and medical research groups across the UK and beyond. It's a reminder that the big breakthroughs happen when people work together. Unfortunately, not everyone can join. Right now, this trial is only happening in the UK, but North America, although they're not involved at this time, will be keeping a steady eye on their progress. In closing, is this a cure? Not yet. Is it exciting? Absolutely. Is it the kind of news that makes you not nod, sip your coffee, and say, okay, Yeah, that sounds promising. Yeah, it's that too. Bryce, I turn it back to you.
Wow, wow, wow. That was awesome. I love what was that? Bigger than your your
Bigger than your
uncle's
uncle's
turkey?
holiday turkey.
Holiday, not not the everyday kind of turkeys. That holiday turkey. That was
It's got to be 30
amazing.
pounds or more.
Woo! Man, look at all that protein. I'll be flipping my
Exactly.
mitts all over the place. No, that was really good, Brian. Thank you so much for that. And if there's anything that you want Brian to look into or talk about as well, let us know in the comments. There's, it's that's why he's here. He's here to
I'm
help.
happy to do it. I've had a couple reach out to me over the past few weeks.
Beautiful.
And I've done that for them.
Beautiful. Brian, I was thinking about this. We're heading now to the World Parkinson Conference in
May.
In May, right?
Yeah.
And in the comments, if you're going to come on down, if you're joining, if you're there, love to find out about it. I was thinking this could be crazy, Brian, but I've had so many people now reach out and ask if we're going to be there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm thinking that one night we might do like a hospitality suite or something, and come down and love to meet with people from all around the world, and as they're at the conference. So if you're heading towards anywhere towards Arizona in May, and you'd like to be a part of that and come into our little hospitality get together, let us know. Let us know. Let us know. I think we'll actually put out an RSVP thing and see if there's enough interest to do it.
Yep.
Okay, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
awesome.
fun, and it's gonna be great. But what makes me thought what? Here's some good math. Here's some good English for you, Run. What makes me thought it out loud is that is we're talking about research, and you're talking about news and the research and stuff, and it's a really cool place, and we're thinking about, again, that was one of the first places, Brian, when I was in, I think it was 2023 in Barcelona, and I walked into this convention center.
Yeah.
And I saw, people hammering around with these walking sticks and doing different things, and it was really where I saw people just kind of unembarrassingly just being them, right? Or I'm not even thinking about it, because the atmosphere of just being around people like us, it just lets us be us.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
True. Yep.
It is. Well, listen, so I think it's time for everybody's favorite, though.
Here we go.
I'm telling you, it is time for Shaky or Fakey. And so someone might just say, hey, first time caller, first time watcher, first time, what the heck's Shaky or Fakey? Well, let me explain it to you right here.
Get ready for the only game show where the stakes are low, but the side eyes are high. It's time for Shaky or Fakey, the game where one fact is true, one is totally made up, and Bryce and Brian pretend they studied. Will they nail the neuroscience or flunk the funk? Play along in the comments and see if you can beat the bros. Let the Shaky showdown begin.
Well, that sums it right up. One statement is true, one statement's false. True is Shaky, false is Fakey.
All right, Brian.
Are you ready? Are you ready, Brian? Here it is.
I am ready.
And if in the comments, I want you to put down the number and whether it's Shaky or Fakey, play along with us and see if you can beat Brian. He's been doing really well lately. So I doubled down on this episode, and we'll see how well he does and see how well you do. Here we go. Question number 1. Some Parkinson's research trials have shown that people can have measurable motor improvement even when the medication dose is reduced slightly, as long as the timing stays consistent. This is a really tricky one. I'm going to read it to you one more time, Brian, and everybody else.
Yep.
Some Parkinson's research trials have shown that people can have measurable motor improvement even when the medication dose is reduced slightly, as long as the timing stays consistent. It's an interesting question.
I'm going to go Shaky.
You're going to go Shaky? You're going to go Shaky. I was almost going to see, let's see what everybody else is going, but we're recording this, so I was going to pull a Brian. I was going to pull a Brian on that one.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So in the comments, one, is it Shaky or Fakey? And this is one I love. I love this answer. Love it, because it is Shaky, Brian. Congratulations. But
Thank you.
this, timing can matter as much as the dose for some people, but a slightly lower dose of levodopa given more consistently can sometimes smooth out fluctuations. Parkinson's math says less can feel like more. And I'm such a big proponent on that
Yep. Exactly.
consistency, right? It's more important. So imagine someone saying that they could reduce it if they got more consistent, just a little bit, and it would still have that same effect. I love it. Anyway, good job, buddy. That was one
Thank
for
you.
one. That
Yep.
was one for one. But as we all know, the one
It's
is the
not over
gimme.
yet.
One's the gimme. One's the gimme. And how are you doing? Make sure again after that, if you're one for one, put it in the comments. We'll keep it up. Here we go. Question number 2. Large Parkinson's trials have proven that once medication schedules are optimized, daily symptoms ver ver I can't talk today, Brian. Daily symptom I can't say variability drops by more than 70%. Let me try this one more time. You know
Yep.
what word I'm trying to say? Large Parkinson's trials have proven that once medication schedules are optimized, daily variability drops by more than 70%. In trials that
Ah,
once the schedules are optimized, your daily symptoms drops. Their variability. What the heck does variability mean?
I don't know.
Variety, maybe? It's the same. Almost going to Google that. I'm trying to I'm like, what in the world? What is this question? What does this mean? The variability.
I'm going fakey.
You're going fakey? All right,
Yeah.
here it is. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Percentages always sound convincing, but no major trial has shown anything close to that level of predictability.
Yes.
Variability stubbornly sticks around. So I guess it's just change. It's just never perfect, right? It's always different, always changing. I guess that's what it means. But
I thought
um,
70% was too high. That's what made my decision.
Bryce. So next time, okay, all right. Thank you for the heads up there. All right. Listen. You have a pencil?
Yeah.
I've got a pen. I'm going to write that down. Make sure when trying to fake out Brian that you go less than 70%. Okay, got it. Here we go. Question number 3. Question number 3. Some studies have found that stress can reduce how well Parkinson's medication works at the brain level, even when blood levels of the drug are unchanged.
Okay, give that to me again.
I'm going to give it to you again. Question number 3. Bear with me. I moved my cone the wrong way. Some studies have found that stress can reduce how well Parkinson's medication works at the brain level, even when blood levels of the drug are unchanged. In other words, you're taking as much, nothing's changed in that. It's not disappeared yet, but you're still stress can reduce how well the medication works. So if you think about it, let's think about this now. We talk about on and off periods, right? So when our meds are working perfectly, we're on, we have this level in our blood flow of levodopa that's keeping us stable,
Yep.
right? So studies have found that stress can reduce how well that medication's working with us, even though we're not depleted of it. So it's the exact same level of levodopa in us with stress.
I'm going shaky.
Yeah, I thought as I started explaining that out too much, it was pretty obvious. But yes, yeah, shaky. Um, Stress hormones can interfere with brain signaling. So the meds are there, but the brain doesn't respond the same way. Same dose, different result.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool because a lot of times, again, I find a lot of times with stress, it's when I'm starting to wear off, when my
Yeah.
meds are wearing
Exactly.
off, right? And I got to catch it up. But you can have so much stress that on your on period when everything's working perfectly, it's still the brain signaling is off. So it's not even a levodopa thing anymore. The brain signaling is off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's really crazy, really cool, but crazy. So you're 3 for 3, Brian.
Yes, sir.
3 for 3, Brian's 3 for 3. What are you in the comments? Put it in there. And we'll go on to question number 4. Shaky or fakey, Brian? Critical. It's been a long day, Brian.
I hear you.
Clinical trials show that people with Parkinson's who track symptoms daily eventually eliminate unpredictable off periods. Clinical trials show that people with Parkinson's who track symptoms daily eventually eliminate unpredictable off periods.
I'm going to say fakey because it doesn't eliminate them. It tells you what they are so you can manage them. because I did that myself three years ago when I did my own tracker. It told me from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. I had 0 freezing. It told me from 8 a.m. in the morning to 8 p.m. at night, I had 3 to 5 instances a day, 15 to 30 minutes each. It didn't solve those. It told me what they were. So I have to go fakey.
That's well said, and that's well said. And I put that one on purpose because I'm a huge tracker. I believe in tracking. I've got trackers. We got trackers.
Yeah.
But so yeah. Sorry. Let me back up. Fakey, correct.
Yeah.
But if you think about this, tracking helps with awareness, right? And conversations with your doctors, but it doesn't erase the unpredictability. Parkinson's does not reward neat spreadsheets. But that's exactly what it is. It's awareness. It's knowing. It's educating yourself. It's giving you knowledge to know, that, and giving you things to talk to your doctor about, rather than him trying to figure it out for you. So,
yeah. If I know I take levodopa at 8:30 in the morning, I don't want to be in the car at 8:30 in the morning driving to the coffee shop to pick up a coffee. I'll go at 8:45 or 9 or 8. But no, I don't want to go at 8:30.
100%. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And that's to that point. And I've been a big proponent of this, is that, we try to plan things around our on periods, right? The way that, when we're at our peak performance.
Yep.
Obviously today got away from us a little bit because I'm definitely not on my on periods. So it's like, there's a difference. And, whether it be brain fog or, memory, whatever it might be, it's different. And so, yeah, you can't, but at least it gives you that awareness. And that's, so I thought that was a pretty
Yeah,
cool
my fatigue meter is weakest in the afternoon. So if I'm going to be doing any moving about or doing something physical, even chopping wood, whatever,
yeah,
I'll do it in the AM versus the PM.
Exactly. Yeah. Plan your stuff around the times. It's perfect. And that's that awareness that is good. So if you're not tracking, make sure you start to track. There's we've got videos on tracking. Just go into the library here and figure it out. Okay. Well, look at that. You're 4 for 4. What is going on here?
I don't know. I'm liking it though.
I'm thinking you usually rock the house when we're not live. I think there's an ad.
And I don't have this scrolling thing, and it's like, look at what they're doing.
Yeah, I know. Look at this. What are they saying? Fakey. Oh my God, I'm thinking shaky. Am I right? Okay. Well, let's see what happens here, though. Can Brian roll it out to 5 for 5? And where are we in the comments? Where's everybody else at? But here's question number 5, Brian. And some Parkinson's research has shown that non-movement symptoms like fatigue or anxiety can spike before motor symptoms change.
Shaky.
I didn't even repeat that yet.
Nope.
You just straight in.
Yep.
Just straight in, just like that.
All in.
You frustrate me some days. You totally. Yeah.
Do we have a 5 for 5 day?
Oh my God, that was shaky. Yeah. Non-motor symptoms often shift first. The body gives warnings in weird ways before movement changes show up. Parkinson's math starts in the background.
Yes.
What a hit. 5 for 5.
That is 5 for 5.
Woo. My God. Well, you know what that means.
I'm fired.
Bonus number 1. Oh, man. Okay, well, I thought you were going to have a harder time with this one. So I think what I did on my bonus question, I made it easier to make you feel better if you were like 2 for 5 and I gave you the bonus question and, blah, blah, blah. Because that's just the kind of guy I am, Brian. That's who I am as a person. But here's your bonus question, everybody. And whoever's 5 for 5, this is going to be this is where the rubber meets the road in the bonus question number 6. Recent trials suggest that Parkinson's symptoms progress in a steady, step-by-step pattern that can be accurately predicted year by year.
Fakey.
Sorry, year to year. So I'm going to read that one more time. Recent trials suggest that Parkinson's symptoms progress in a steady, step-by-step pattern that can be accurately predicted year to year.
Fakey.
Yes, that's absolutely fakey. It's absolutely. I want it to be
All right,
true.
I'm 6 for 6 now.
I want it to be true. Everyone wants predictability, but the data says Parkinson's progression is uneven, lumpy, and personal, and there is no clean staircase.
There is not.
You went 6 for 6.
I did, and I'm feeling pretty good about it.
I can see that. I mean, that's amazing. And let me ask you
Been a
this
long
though:
time.
have you ever gone 6 for 6?
I can't say yes
I
confidently.
don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
But I will tell you one thing: somebody deserves some credit for you going 6 for 6. You know who it is?
You.
Bam! Come on! There was a mother drop, and the price
I mean, I made the questions. So there you go. You're welcome. You're
I
welcome,
love it.
Brian.
So
You're
you're the
welcome,
guy.
Brian.
You're the guy that has a bat, a baseball bat, and a ball, and you throw it up, and you try to hit it, but you keep missing.
I know.
So people go, "You're a lousy hitter," and you say, "No, I'm not. I'm a good pitcher."
I love that. I love that. You know what else I love about that? I've used that. Not that analogy. I've never heard that before. That's really good. But I just use hitting as an example too, right? So, because people are always like, trying to get things right all the time, get things right all the
Yep.
time. A good hitter in baseball hits over 300, right?
Yep.
Like if you're like hitting 320, you're a good hitter. That means that you're only hitting 1/3 of the balls that come at you,
Yeah.
and you're considered good.
You're missing 7.
You're missing 7 out of 10, and that's great. So, with
Yep.
us in our lives, I mean, where do we judge ourselves? Where's that line? What's great to us? And if I said to you, Brian, what's great? You're like, well, if I did this right and did this right, you probably list 10 different things. And if I
Yep.
did all of that right, I'm great. But I think the bar is a lot lower than we actually think it is.
I agree.
It really is. Well, listen, my man, this was a good show. I mean, it was an okay show.
I thought it was fantastic.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, great. And also, I should have said that too in the comments. Anybody else go 6 for 6? If you went 6 for 6,
Good question. Brian
and
wants
you,
to know. I'd love to
yeah,
hear it.
Brian wants to know. Brian wants to know if he was exceptionally exceptional on his own, where nobody else knew this but Brian, or if there's a gang of you at 6 for 6. But I will tell
I,
you this:
I think there'll be some others.
if there's a gang of them, then all I'm going to say is wait till next week.
Ha.
And hey, speaking of next week, Brian, and I
Yes.
think we should start talking about this a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to make a bit of a pivot on the show. Not next week. Next week, same time, same channel.
Yep.
But we're coming into the end of January and February. But come around the springtime or start the spring, depending on where you are, around maybe in March or whatever. We'll give you lots of warning. We're going to move our live from Sundays to Wednesdays. Correct?
Yep.
And we're just giving you a long lip. So next Sunday we're here. Next Sunday at noon Eastern time. Check
Yep.
us out. We'll this one is recorded. The one after that's live.
Yep.
We'll be back live next week live.
Yep.
But we just want to give you a heads up. We're gonna shift just a little bit because there's there's a lot of people that do things on Sundays that aren't able to be there, as well as us. We need to have a life too. Right? But we're going to do that. But we'll give you lots of warning when that's going to happen. But I just thought we'd start planting that seed now, so there's no surprises later. Because Brian, everybody loves change.
Yeah. No kidding.
Well, listen, Brian, I hope you have an amazing week.
You too.
I hope you have, and you out there as well, have an amazing week. I want to thank you for spending some time with us. We know that your Sundays are precious, and just you being here with us and allowing us to be part of your life and your journey we don't take that lightly, and so we thank you for that. We thank you for your loyalty. We thank you for showing up today. There you go. And Brian, thank you for showing up.
My pleasure. I wouldn't
All right.
wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
All right. We'll see you next week. We'll be live next week. And until then, we want you to keep showing up, keep being real, and you keep your life in motion. We'll see you next episode. Bye, buddy.
Bye, everyone.